Hi friends, welcome back to my crafty desk. Sandra here at Blossom and Inspire, and I am still working on Mandy's journal. Thought I'd bring you along with me. I hope everyone is having a great day and crafting and getting things done. It's still summertime, so weather is kind of crazy over here. Hot, it's cool in the morning sometimes. Well, we're going in and out, I guess. I don't know, but I like that. I like the coolness in the mornings. Hopefully it's still that way when you see this video. I don't know, but today I'm going to work on Mandy's journal, and so as I'm moving things around, I'll just let you know what I'm doing. I've got, like I said before, I printed out several different papers of the, I don't know, 5 or 6 kits that I bought because I couldn't make up my mind and I wanted to make sure things matched and all these good things. Well, I have some more inky papers from my ink spillage. Like when I spilled ink, I spilled ink, and then I think I also added stuff to it. I don't know if I added to this or not, but I thought this is going to be really pretty to use in her journal for some cards or pockets maybe. This is on, this is actually that mixed media tablet I have, and I have a bunch of inky stuff on there. So I grabbed that, and let me just set that over here to the side. And then I grabbed like all this, none of this stuff is going to be, you know, the things I just cut out. I don't know if I did that with you or on my own, but things I cut out to make little pockets and journal cards and whatnots. And then I have all of this. I thought I could make another journal, but I believe that all of this is single-sided. So some of it may end up in a journal somewhere else, but I thought I could tear it up in here and go for, see what's going to happen. Again, these are all the pages I actually pulled out of her journal when I was working on it. So see, I pulled all these out. It was just too many. She was never going to be able to close it. I couldn't put anything in there. And then here's a whole bunch of more papers, a whole bunch of more. I think this could make a journal also. We'll see. We'll see. Don't know for sure. But before I even get into that, I have these scraps here that I want to deal with. And while I'm doing that, I'm on the hunt for, when I made her pocket, there were these threads that I pulled out, and there's a whole mess of them, a whole bundle, and I don't know where it went. And I'm hoping it shows up somewhere in my stuff. I do fear that it ended up on my butts and has transferred someplace else, like pollen or something. I don't know. So whatever. It is what it is. So this is a piece of paper that, this is actually from a digital kit. And I thought that'd be kind of fun to use. I'll just, instead of scrapping it out, I'll use these papers here. Some of them I was going to put in the journal, and I still can. I have plenty more of these other places. But I thought for now, I'm just gonna do mindless crafting, kind of, and I'm just gonna put them on here. So my plan is to just layer them with the ripped side out and then on top of each other. So like when you write, I mean, you'll come over that little bit of a ridge there, but this paper is so thin, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. And if it is, it can be an arty page instead. So I was debating whether to do inked edges, but then I think that might hinder the writing. What do you think? Like this one, I can always put those on top also. No, I guess not. I think you could still write on top of that. So there may be some inking happening while I'm doing this. Let me just ink one of these ripped edges up and see what I like, if I like it. So anyways, now that you know what I'm up to, I do hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I hope that you're doing what you want to do, whether it's laying in the sun, on a lake, camping, crafting, or all of the above. And maybe none of the above. I don't know. Whatever it is that you like to do, I hope you're doing it, and I hope you're enjoying it. Let's see. If I did that, my hands are cold, so it's hard to move them. I had to turn my heater. I have 2 little heaters going, and I have to turn one of them off when I film because it's just really loud. But it's the one that heats the best. But it drives me bonkers to hear. It's so loud. So I'm going to invest in some different heaters down here. In my basement, even in the summertime, it's colder down here in the summertime than it is in the wintertime because of the AC. And we have central air, so yeah, I think I like that. So it's actually colder down here in the summertime. In the wintertime, I still have a heater going, so I guess I run heaters down here not 24/7, because I don't actually live down in the basement. Spend quite a bit of time down here though. And yeah, so I run heaters a lot down here. But the rest of the house feels really nice. It's always either nice and warm, or it's not like hot, but warm, or it's nice and what do you call it? Cool. Yeah, the opposite of warm. You know that funny word that's hard to come up with sometimes. Let's see. I'm just been using this magazine to test out stuff and use as a glue book. So let me make gluey stuff. I'm just gonna leave that open. I know it's probably not the best thing, but I don't want to keep popping it open. It's just seriously too much on my hands right now. Too much. My poor little ladies. They need a break. All right. Let's see. So I still been working on my brother's journals. I mean, that's going to be a while. I'm in and out of spurts. Sometimes I just open it up and it just sits on my lap, and I just watch TV or whatever's happening, and just going through the movements of, you know, thoughts and things like that. And I just, you know, I still am pretty emotional. Like it's going to be a while, right? It's going to be a while. So, but I'm starting to find light in some of the things that are coming up. Not just like thinking about things and then just crying. You know, I'm experiencing some of the light also, and I like that. And one of the things, even though it does sound kind of sad, it's kind of sweet, and at the same time, I don't know. But when I was at the hospital, again with the hospital, when I was at the hospital, was this the day? It wasn't. It was one of the days at the end of the day. Anyways, I was leaving. My brothers, I left a little early that day so that somebody else could come visit my brother, and I wasn't. Just let them have their time. They didn't need, you know, big sister just hanging out there with friends and stuff. So I was leaving. So my nephew, my brother's son, he was walking me down, and I said, his name's Jared, and I love you, Jared. I know Jared doesn't watch my videos, but if he ever did. Anyways, he was walking me down to my out. He's gonna walk me all the way to my car, he says, and I'm like, you don't have to. He's like, no, let Dad have time with his friends, with his buddies. And so I was like, all right. So he's walking me down, and I said, well, I wanted to make a stop off at the front desk. Now, when this visit was, I think, was it the last visit, or it wasn't the last visit? What was it? Yeah, it was the last visit before I headed home for a week. That's what it was. I came home for 1 week. I didn't make it a whole full week, but I came home for a week, or just a few days anyways, to come home and work. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Get on with it. So as I'm walking, I said, well, Jared, I really wanted to go down to the front desk before I left, because I was leaving by, this was like around close to 5. So anyways, I want to go down to the front desk where, you know, when you walk in the hospital, you know, where you walk, it's a big hospital. So when I walk in the hospital, they ask you, where are you going, what room, what name? So they give you your visitor tag. Well, you know, I've been going through this room every single day. And, you know, I was, you know, going to the hospital. I was at the hospital, you know, 10, 12 hours a day. And I'm going to go ahead, since there's a bed there, I'm going to go ahead and rip that. Yeah, maybe I should have been like double layering this. Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda, doesn't matter. I'm doing it now. Anyways, so I went, I was like, I just want to go say something to the front desk lady. She's there every single morning when I come in, and she always has a smile, you know, and I know some days are more hectic than others. I've been there, like he can hear people. I can hear some people getting upset. I can hear some people just, you know, people are people, and a hospital is an emotional place. So who knows what's going on and who's going through what. But I do know one thing. I know the person that sits at that desk has to feel it and hear it and see it and feel it all day long, every day. And yes, we do choose our jobs for the most part, right? Anyways. So I just wanted to go and say thank you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for always having a smile. you know, it helped. It helped to start my day. Like walking in the hospital and just, she was getting, I think she just got to, you know, you get to know, or not know somebody, but see them all the time. So even though you don't know them, you know them. Do you know what I mean? And so, I mean, there was a couple of days when I walked in there and I couldn't even remember my own name. I'm like, my emotions were just everywhere. And to be asked where I was going, one day when I came in, he was in the same room every day, except for that they finally moved him to this one spot. I can't remember what it was. Or they moved it. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm so confused. I don't remember a whole lot. Like, I remember some stuff and I don't remember stuff. Anyhow, she said the room, and she goes, "Oh, I know where you're," and she said it out loud to me, and I chuckled, and I was like, they just moved him. So, anyways, whatever. And she goes, "Oh my gosh." She goes, "Oh, I thought I had it." She was just really nice, is all I'm trying to say. And I wanted to say thank you. And I just wanted to tell her it meant a lot, and I wanted to say thank you, you know? So I did. And so my nephew goes, he goes, "Oh no." I go, "Are you okay with that, Jared?" You know, like, I know he's going through emotion. It's his dad. I mean, it's my brother, but it's his dad, you know? And he goes, "No." He goes, whatever you want, Aunt Beautiful, whatever you want." And so we go, and as I'm walking to the thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, we were in the elevator, and and the elevator opened, and I closed the door, and I'm like, I can't control my emotions. So I closed the door, and then we rode up to a different floor. And then, I was like, no, I want to do this. I got to do this. So I pushed the button, and we go back down to the floor. So I did that a couple of times. And I'm like, "Jared, I'm really sorry." He goes, no, it's okay. It's okay. You just do what you got to do. He goes, "I'm here. Whatever you want. So here I am, and people are getting off and on, and every time the doors open, there's like people, like there's a sitting place so people can see that. So I probably just look like this crazy old lady going up and down in this elevator, and with this poor young guy, and people are probably thinking, "Oh my gosh, that poor young guy." And so I finally muster up, and I go, "No, this is important. It was important. I felt it so strong through my entire soul. Like, I want to go tell her thank you. She needs to hear it. Like, and I need to say it." And so he goes, "Okay." So we walk up, and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, "Suck it up, Buttercup. Suck it up, Buttercup. Do not leak. Don't leak. You can do this. I don't need to be leaking." And so I get up there, and she goes, and she looks at me, she goes, "Hi." She goes, "Can I help you?" And I said, I just wanted to, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. I wonder if Jared even remembers what I said. I said something to the effect that I'm not going to be coming back anymore. Because, oh, that's right, they were moving my brother to hospice. So I knew I wasn't going to be coming back to the hospital. When I came back to Spokane, I wouldn't be coming to the hospital. That's why it was so important that I said this day. So I said, I'm not going to be coming back. You know, I've seen her for 2 weeks now. So, and I just wanted to say thank you. Well, anyways, I don't know how many words I actually got out of my mouth before I was like talking incoherently. But at this point, I can't stop. Well, I kind of stopped. I smirkled. I just was a big snotty mess, let me tell you. I'm like, my poor nephew's like hanging on to me like, it's okay, Aunt Sandra, it's okay. I love you. I'm like, I know. And so I just told the lady, I go, I just want you to know. Poor lady. So I'm trying to say thank you, and I'm like, I can't, I'm trying to choke it back down, and it's making it worse, and I'm making noises, like loud, like gurgly, weird noises. Anyways, I finally get it out, and I just told her I just wanted to say thank you. I just thought it was important to say that you're here all the time, and your presence really made a difference, and the way you, whatever, anyways, you guys get it, right? You get it? So anyways, done. Did that, and I start to walk away, and I get halfway down the hall, and there's this, well, it's kind of a long hall. Maybe I'm not halfway. I was like I was like taken off. I'm like, get me out of here. I turned around to Jared and I was like, okay, get me out of here. Get me out of here. And I go walking down the hall, and then there's this lady in a wheelchair being wheeled by a nurse, and she goes, she grabs her chair and she stops the, oh, I want that one over here. And she stops her chair from moving anymore. And she grabs the wheel and she points it towards me. And as I walk by, she reaches out and grabs me and she pulls me down and she hugs me. She goes, everybody needs these. We need more of these. And I'm like hugging this lady in a wheelchair. And I was like so grateful and thankful that God sent her to me. But, and then Jared, I'm like, oh my God, Jared, I'm so sorry. He goes, no, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So he keeps saying it's all good. And so anyway, so then that person, so they hug me. And then I stand up and I go to like, let go. I stand up, and then the nurse person grabs a hold of me and hugs me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have totally made a spectacle of myself. Nothing new, but I felt like, oh my gosh, there's so many horrible things happening to so many people. And here I am. I'm just sad. And I'm getting all these hugs when there's people all over the hospital that need them. And I'm just like, so now I know this sounds silly, but I'm feeling guilty. So I'm feeling guilty for taking love. I feel like I'm taking it from somebody else. I don't know. It was just a weird feeling. But anyhow, so then I go and we walk up to we go to the next floor, and I'm just walking. I think at this point we left. I think that was done. Oh my gosh, no. What happened is the receptionist, oh my gosh, bless her heart. Oh my gosh, she came. I hear somebody calling me like, hey, wait, or something like that. I think that's what she said. And maybe, or she must have knew my name. I don't know. I think I just have my brother's room number on me is all. So, hey, wait. And anyways, so I look back and here comes the receptionist, like in a run down the hallway in tears and telling me she goes, thank you. And, whatever. Anyways, it was just one of those moments. I was just like, oh my gosh. Well, I've always been told I'm an unforgettable person, and I'm pretty sure that was pretty crazy. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget those people, so I'll never forget that. So that was pretty cool. Thought I'd share that. I couldn't share it earlier because otherwise you guys wouldn't have understood anything I said. Now I can, reminisce about it in a loving and a happy way. Like I like that. I like that I shared that crazy moment with my nephew. And then, but earlier, was it that day or the day before, upstairs, I would just take walks. Like when they would come in and do stuff, or if I had to make a phone call, well, I had everything on silent. So like if somebody called to check in, or I would like send notes to the kids. I had everybody on a group thing. Anyways, I would always walk out of the room because I don't want to wake him up whenever he would fall asleep because he had a hard time sleeping as it was. So when I left, what am I doing here? I like that side. So when I went out to the hallway, I don't know. I guess, there's something to say. I'm getting stuck in my book. I guess there was something about my, your energy, the way you emanate it. So I'm like, I'm not crying. But you can feel it. I knew what was happening. I knew what was happening. It wasn't a shock, that he was going to be going to hospice at that time, close to that time. Now at this moment, I didn't know he was going to go to hospice the next day, but whatever, it wasn't a shock is all that, to say all this, to say this and to say that. Gosh, just spit it out, lady. Anyways, I had several hugs that day. People were just walking down the hallway, and I had one lady just walk up to me, and she just like walked directly right to me, and she just grabbed a hold of me and squeezed me and held me, and she goes, I can see it in your eyes. You need this. Okay, lied. I'm going to make myself cry, so I better stop talking about it. Anyways. And I was like, I really did. It was hard, but I'm glad I'll never regret the time I spent. So anyways, I'm going to just keep doing this, and I think that's going to be like a really cool card. Now, I don't know if I already said this. I know that I could have weaved it too. I personally cannot do that. My hands would not be happy with me. You, if you would like that look, I would love that look, but I am not a weaver. But I also didn't want to weave because I want this to be able, I still want it to be able to write on. I'll cut a piece off and then well, I guess I can do it up here. I don't know. Let's see. I think it can still be easy to go over this. So let's see. We'll just put love. That's a nice word, right? Yeah, see, I mean, like, it's still going to get caught up in some of the lines a little bit, but it went over pretty easy. A heart, a flower, whatever. So, yeah, it's still going to be workable. And I don't have to actually cut that off. I can put something over that, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. So that's a nice long piece. I'm going to keep that one for solid. And I wanted to get this one on there now. So... Have you ever seen somebody where you were just like, you looked at them and you're just like, wow, that person really needs a hug? And I just wonder, like, how many times have I probably seen that? People don't really always act on it, though, do they? Because some people, maybe they really need a hug, but they're not a huggable person. Like, if you hug them, you're just, you know, you might end up one of the patients there in the hospital. So, there's always that to be careful of. Anyhow, I asked my nephew as we walked to the car, because I'm pretty sure there was like, well, there was 1, 2, 3 that he was a part of. There might have been one more in the elevator. I honestly can't remember. I'd have to ask him. But I asked, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I'm making a scene. I'm so sorry. I'm making it about me. He goes, no, not at all. You're not. He goes, please don't think that. Don't say that. Isn't he a sweetheart? He really is. So... I just keep thinking about, it's not even just the people that were so sweet. It was like all the other people that were around, because it's a big, Spokane's not a small place. In this hospital, we're at Deaconess Hospital. If you ever heard of that, if you haven't, you want to look it up. It's a big hospital. So there's like a lot of people. I just wonder, like, what are they thinking? Like, what's happening? Why is this person getting so many hugs from so many strangers? Well, then I will say this: the hugging made my crying even more. Cause like now I'm like super blubbery. I'm like, oh, goodness. So, yeah, such is life. You know, such is life. Okay, I like these. I think I like this. I mean, this is one way to use up these scraps. It's just funny because like I'm struggling to find enough to put on here. These ones had all that pretty marking on there, so from the copy die. So I don't want to put those on yet, but I'm going to use those up. I'm going to stick those over here to the side. And look at this is all I have left. And I was going to stitch on some of them, and I didn't. I stitched on that one. I'll put that one to the side. I'm going to run out. And then there's my clear ones. It does take some time, but I'm using them up, so that's what's good. Whoops, I need glue. Glue. You know, I don't know about you, my friends, but if you use these magazines, like these little Costco Connects or, what is it, AAA or, what is it, AARP or whatever, you know, all those magazines we get. You get them, I get them. So, I use them for to do the gluing, is one of the things I've been using them for. And my husband, I don't know, he just thinks I have enough, so he starts throwing them away. But there's honestly never enough. Like, I go through these like crazy. If you're a gluer, like, you use them up, don't you? I do. I seriously use them up. So that's going to be that one. I want one more really long one, and then I can rip these up, I think. So if I did that like that and that one like that, then I can tear all these ones up. That's what I'm trying to do. So let me just ink these and see what's gonna work. I wanted to do more than just this one card, but I guess it's just gonna be a craft and chat video. So I'll have to remember that now and put that in the title. Just craft and chat, just hanging out with my friends, getting this done. I'm gonna do it down here. I was doing this anyways. I started doing it. I worked on the journal some more on my own, and that needed to be by myself because those were, I was having emotional moments, and I just don't want to do that on the camera. I feel really bad about the one video that I did. I was so emotional. Even, like, I can't even watch that video. Should I take it down? Like, if anybody ever watches it, I mean, what if that's the first video they ever see and they're just like, oh my gosh, there is no way, cannot handle this lady. Maybe I should, I don't even remember what I posted about. So I just don't know. But I'll have to go, I guess I'll go read the title and then I'll listen to the beginning and the very end maybe. See if I have to keep it up there. I might take it down. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't, if I just think about, like, what if that was the first video I seen of somebody? I'd be like, oh my gosh, that poor lady. Or I'd be like, or not me, but what if somebody's like, oh my gosh, did anybody never tell her, don't show all your emotion on camera for the whole world to see? You don't know the whole world. So why do we care so much as humans, right? Look at me, I'm getting all this brown ink everywhere. It's gonna look like I was out there in the dirt playing again. Oh, oh, I would have already went to the family reunion. So by the time you see this video, I believe I had some doll heads. I don't know if you remember me mentioning it a while back, or if you don't know. So I got these dolls at the thrift store, and I made them into little planter heads. I did it as a prank once, and then, well, there's somebody that's going to be at the family reunion that was like really wants one, so I made, I think, 4 or 5 of them. They're different size heads, and I just put succulents in them, in the doll heads. But then I have all the doll parts to do other stuff with later on for whatever, if I want to. Just put it in my pile, in my Halloween pile. And anyways, I'm excited. I got those planted up yesterday, and they look pretty cool. I really like them. There's one of them, the succulents. Like, I don't know succulents that well, so I just bought what I could find, and I've been just taking care of them for a while now, and I wanted them to be nice and, you know, full before I put them in the doll heads. So now I just need to grab some moss. I have some really pretty moss. I'm going to go and put some moss around the edges of it. Jason cuts the holes in the heads for me. Well, the first time when he did it, he used his drill with the big round thing, chopped it down. So those are my drill sound effects. And he would and I have perfect circles. So this time he just used a knife, like a box knife. Oh, I did not know that. He did it for me when I wasn't looking, as a nice thing, I guess. And I guess it was a nice thing that he wanted to do that for me. But the holes are jagged, so now it's not just a matter of filling them. I have to figure out how to mask the mess. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of a, if I had different dolls, I would have just went and got different doll heads. But yeah, that poor guy, he's not a crafter, you know, because like, if I would have seen that jagged mess that the first time I was trying, I'd be like, oh, stop, let's go get the other thing. So he's been super busy working though, so his tools are probably just at a job site, and that's why he didn't. I don't know why he did that to me. He knows I'm not gonna like it. It's almost like, here, I'm gonna do you a favor, but it's gonna be a punishment too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so dramatic. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Sandra, and I'm dramatic. But that's okay. Most of the time. So I know I have friends on here that like to go camping. What are your favorite things when you go camping? Like, I know everybody camps, not everybody, but lots of people camp at different places and do different things. Are you a mountain up in the wilderness kind of camper? Are you a beach camper? Are you do you like to be close to a lake? What are the musts? A river? I have friends that camp close to rivers. Like, what are your must things? What are your must do's when you go camping? Like, is there like a list? Like, every time I go camping, I'm definitely going to do this. So I don't go camping by myself, and so unless Jason's going, or or something's happening, I'm not camping. And I know, sad, right? But when I do go camping, I've only ever camped up in the mountains, and there's always lakes around. So what I like to do is I like to get up early, like I normally do. I get up early, and I like to go, you know, before everybody else gets up, really, or anybody that likes to get up early also. But before the whole day gets going, that's what I'm trying to say. Not very well, though. I like to go fishing, and I don't like to spend all day fishing. I just like to do the morning fishing. Here we go. This is a nice piece right here. I like to do the morning fishing, and then I like to bring it back, and I like to eat what I catch. So, and I like fish, and I like fresh fish especially. So, I can eat it for like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, honestly. And then I like to go like, depending on what the weather's like, I like to go on a bike ride, usually like in the mornings also. Usually we ride our bikes to go fishing. I'll take a bike ride to wherever we're gonna go, and then we'll fish if that's where we live in our area. Anyways, I like to go and float on the lake and relax, or kayak, or whatever it is that we're doing, but I like to go do a little bit of that. I like to sit around the the fire at night and just chill out and have whatever it is, what we're doing, whether it's cocktails. I like to have cocktails when I'm camping. I don't like to get drunk, but I like to have, I like to be, you know, whooshy. I don't know. Is that a word? Whooshy. I want to be whooshy. And so I like to do that, and I like to just relax, and then get all wrapped up in blankies and all that good stuff. And then I like also, I'm not a napper, but I will nap when I go camping. It's just something about being up in the wilderness. I like to go and lay down someplace where the bugs aren't bugging me, and just read and write, or both, and then just take a nap. It's like the most relaxing. And I honestly, I can't even tell you, like, it's been years since I went and did something like that. And I bet I could probably use a good dose of camping. But we also don't have the comfort of a trailer anymore. I don't even have a tent. Even if I had a tent, I would need a comfortable bed. I don't think between the pain in my knee and the pain I get in my back, I mean, I can get past the back part probably right now. I don't know. I haven't tried it in a long time, but the knee part, I don't even know. Like, that's a rough one. Like, I can't. But I would figure it out. I would just figure it out. Try it at least one more time before there is no more times to try. Goodness gracious, this is taking me forever. I don't even know how long this video is, but it's probably going to be a long one. It's a craft and chat, and I'm really chatty. Chatty Cathy. That was a doll, right? Wasn't that a doll? I think the Chatty Cathy is the one that scared my mom. I might have told you that story. If it was not Chatty Cathy, whoever it was that doll. And she, it's the one and she sat in a little rocking chair. Anybody remember that little doll? She like strapped it in, and then it laughed. It was like, and it would rock back and forth. I may have told the story before. If I did, forgive me if you've heard it. But when I was little, my mom, the doll was like freaking her out. She didn't like it, so she stuck it in the closet. And or maybe I was scared of it. I don't remember. But anyways, she stuck it in the closet. And so one night when my dad he was gone at work. He was working a late night. And so that she hears this loud noise, boom. And she just jumps up, right? Well, this is like not the same day. This is like, I don't know, days later, maybe, I guess. She said it was a while after. She's not around for me to ask her exact dates anymore, but somewhere in there. Anyway, she hears this thump, and then she's like jumps, and then next thing she knows, she hears that cackling. She goes, that was the end of the doll. It left the house. I just think that's so hilarious. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine being terrified of the doll? My daughter's doll was out to get me. But yeah, it would freak me out too. I also remember in that same place that we lived when I was a kid, that I had one of those, I don't know why. Why would you put a white bedspread on a little kid's bed? Well, I had the Easy Bake Oven stuff, and my brother Jesse, we're 13 months apart. So I remember I had the Easy Bake Oven, and I had one of those white, is that Chanel with the little, I don't know, I think it was like one of those Chanel bedspreads. And we got into he snuck in out of his room and he came into my room, and we broke into the Easy Bake stuff. Now we couldn't get the whole thing out because it would have been too noisy. So we just broke into the cake mix. And you know, we're just little kids and we're just eating that nasty powder cake mix. Like it's yummy. Like it's like we're just dining out on this stuff. And we're trying to hurry up and eat it. And then we're putting it away. We must have been noisy putting everything away. So he ran out and went to his room, and I just jumped in my bed, pulled my covers up. And I remember my mom coming in and saying, "What are you up to?" And I go, "Nothing, nothing." She goes, "Sandra." And she goes, "You were into your Easy Bake," or whatever she said, something like that. And I'm like, "No." And she goes, and she was just looking down. So I follow her eyes. And on my white bedspread, there's this big circle, this big brown circle from the chocolate cake mix. And Jesse never came back in to say he was in there with me. Everyone's out for themselves. Like, save yourself. Don't take me out with you, please. Anyways, that was pretty funny. Oh my gosh. I really like how this is looking. Coming out so far. I just realized though that they really are the same exact color on both sides, so I'm gonna have to obviously do some sort of a design. I'll probably do it on this side because I just feel like this is gonna be the part that I would want to show up. You know, like when you put it in a pocket. That's cute. Looks like a fence. Looks like all kinds of things. But there, I like it. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you really think. Oh, I had another long piece, I thought. There it is. Will that fit there? Maybe I'll just do the last two just like that. Yeah, why not? Ah, might get my finger off there. Now, if I do that, then I won't have a ripped piece at the edge though. So maybe I'll do that, and I'll just take one more and I'll do a ripped on the edge. Whoops, what am I doing? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Okay. I'll take one of the skinny ones or try to make a real skinny ripped edge on both sides. Does that make sense? Oh, wait. Let's be smarter than that. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. Whoever told me to do this, thank you. Put my edge on here first, right? Okay. Gotcha. I hear you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let me see. Like that, right? Just like that. Ah. And then this one, which side? All right, well, didn't really get much done here. I'm gonna check the time and see if we have time. I can at least show you a couple of the things I did on the journal. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna have time if I keep doing that. What happened to my big piece? There we are. Again. Glue it again because it all ran out. Or it's drying, anyways. It's just barely tacky like washi tape, so I need some extra stickage. Okay, so I feel like I just did the same thing. Okay, why was I thinking that I could do that? Well, let's see. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna have to do something else with this. Let me stick it to my iPad. Just kidding. Goodness. That didn't work out the way I thought, my friends. So now what am I gonna do? I still did it backwards. What was I thinking? I was thinking that that one was wide enough if I would have tore it first, maybe? I don't know. Work smarter, not harder, but I'm literally working harder. I guess we're just gonna have one that's not a torn edge. That's it. Oh well. We can be a little different. Nobody knows I did, except for the whole world that watches this. Anybody that watches this, the whole world's not watching me, so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm not gonna ink that one side. I'm just gonna try to blend it. Well, I look at it later like, I should have just inked it, but too late. Too late. It's done, Dell. Let's put this on. And like that. Okay. Okie dokie. This is going to be, I mean, more than just one card, though. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to check the time. All right, I checked my time, and I'm doing okay. Let's see. I do like this, and this side actually will be the writing side, not this side. Well, I mean, she can do whatever she wants, but I was thinking, as I was going to grab the journal to show you, look at how cool that's going to look. So I can put like one of these for the journal card. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it would look better that way, but this is kind of big. I've got all these parts and pieces. I don't know. I like it this way as well. I think up here a little bit more. Oh, yeah, like that. And then maybe something just right underneath it. I don't know. Like, isn't that gorgeous? And then that would be the card. That's a fat card. I think I could fit it somewhere, but I've got a few different pieces that I could choose from. I do have all these little potion bottles that I cut out, but I think I'm going to make these into different types of cards. I don't like that one as much as I like. I think it's the darkness. Like, that's dark. Against that, it stands out. That stands out. This one really stands out a lot, and I think it's really cool. I really like that one, actually. So I don't know. I wonder which one she's gonna like. I just don't know. I can make like a whole bunch of these and then do one of each. Look at that. I had to keep that little fox's eyeball there. Anyway, so there's that. Let me see where we are at. We can take a little peek at the journal really quick here. We do have time for that. This is all I have left of those scraps. So I do want to put these on something. And use them up, but even if I don't, like, that's all I have left, I'm so happy. And then I do have these over here that I'm gonna save for something else. Let me get myself together. So here we go. Here we go. I've got my journal here. My journal. It's mine until she gets it. And then I've pulled all my little laces that I was using, things I cut up. I'll show you some things that I chopped off, and I just put them in here. And this is the thread that I bought. So look it. So I really veered off her colors that she gave me. Sorry. But honestly, the colors that she gave me, and then when I showed her journal kits, they didn't really match. They kind of went two different ways. I think she's going to love this no matter what. I haven't put that on there yet. But there's that. And then I also pulled, to keep everything together, I pulled... got rid of, I had a box, a massive mess. I pulled all those fabrics out and put them, well, kind of away. And I pulled out only the things that I'm using at this moment in time. Here's something that Jamie, and that stash that Jamie gave me. I think that's going to be pretty on there. I think this is going to be pretty on here somewhere so far. And then, of course, this gorgeous piece right here. I'm going to use some of that, I think, in there. I've got some of the fabrics pulled to make a fabric flip because that is going to happen. I do really like those, but, oh, here's what I'm after. I have this little piece of crocheted piece. Don't do that. Just put it away, lady. And this is where I ended up right here. But I was thinking, I really like it, and I was thinking about adding this underneath that a little bit, and just adding that to there, just to bring a little bit of brightness to the cover. I don't mind that it's all choppy at this moment in time. I just feel like it still is kind of unfinished. I need to do something. And when I stitched this, I got it up high so you can see my little glue mark. So it just needs to be fixed. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but something will happen. Here's here's some lace that I just think that's too, I think this ages it to a different age that she is going to enjoy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I also have this crochet stuff that here. I kind of like this. And I gotta clean my fingers, I'm so sorry. I've got that glue, between the glue and the ink from the pages, and the ink from the inking, it just makes my fingers look so dingy and dirty. So let's get that cleaned up really quick here, as much as I can. Okay, there we go. What was that? Where was I at? Okay, so what I did on some of these pages is I just cut this. So I'm wondering, I was thinking as I was putting the pages together, putting laces and stuff on them off camera, it just I wasn't feeling it, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And it kept looking like, I don't know what other word to use. Not that it's too old like it's aged, but like in a vintage way, but aged in a era, kind of like I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was Mandy. So I felt like I liked it, but I'm also in my 50s, and she is not that she wouldn't like anything that I like. I'm like talking in circles. I'm not making any sense. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but if you do, raise your hand. Just kidding. I didn't see that. Let me know. Maybe there's a better way to say it. I just feel like, here's what I'm thinking, like, do you remember back in the 80s with all the really pretty photo books and all the lace? I loved those. I still love them. I think they're gorgeous. But when I look at them with people that are a lot younger, they sometimes they look at them and they're just like, oh my gosh, that's from the 80s, which has its own flair. See, that's kind of cute. I don't mind that. Just something a little. But anyways, I felt like I was doing that to Mandy's journal. So I had to do some little choppy chops. I like this and I like this. So I got my ties in there, and I think they're gonna work. I'm gonna go ahead and put like a couple of little beads at the bottom here, because even, I don't really know. I mean, for now, I'll put some little beads at the bottom just to kind of hold it, but like even out here, if the book got fat, she could still tie it in a bow. See? There's room to grow. There's room to grow. That's what I was looking for. And with this sari silk, I think it's sari silk, I put the eyelet in right there, and then I just tied it as tight as I could, making sure my little thing came this way on both sides. And I was gonna tie it in a knot. I only tied it one time so that she can undo it. Well, good luck, because that's hard to undo. So let's go through and see where we're at. We got a little bit of time here. So I had that black. I might have had that on there the last time when we were looking at this. It was this piece right here. I chopped it off. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Like, you see it hung over, and I loved that, how it hung over. Ooh, I loved it. But I wasn't feeling it for Mandy. I chopped it off, and I like it a lot better. I just like it a lot better. It still has a little bit of the rough edge. I like that. And it has that really pretty lacy piece right here. I mean, I just like it. And so I did that with that one. And what else did I do in here? That's it. Oh, I got the vellum pocket on here. I went ahead and tore it instead of punched it. I liked that look a lot better. Plus, I wanted to see more of this page, and I really wanted to see the moon. So you could see it through the vellum, but you had to look for it, and I wanted to see it and then want to look for more. Does that make sense? So I did stitching, and then I glued it down. I did that, and then I did this right here. This is that ribbon that lace trim that you just see me chop up. That was this piece right here. That's what this was like. I had this one coming off, blah, blah, like that, and I chopped it. Although this was the piece that went out that way. I'm so mixed up. Anyways, so I got that one on there. I put this one right here. It's kind of crooked, but that's okay. I like that. I wanted some pieces, like when you look at the bottom, because I have all this hanging down. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. Like, I feel like that's kind of pretty. Like, and it kind of hides, like, well, for now, until it gets a little chunky. And then, so I wanted something that came down. Things will come up later, and so I decided to wait to put any kind of trims up here to see what's happening with tags first. And after that, then I can move forward. For whatever reason, I kept thinking I needed to put something on all of these edges that were just so dark. I felt like they were really boring, and maybe something will happen there. But for right now, I don't think I need anything. I did try putting this really white paper on a couple of them, I just don't like it. I don't like the color. It's not doing it for me. I feel like I'm just, let me just stick something on there, anything. So I didn't do that. And let's see. So this one, I chopped it again, and I chopped this one. I put one here, and I chopped that one. So I didn't do a whole lot without you, my friends. On the middle, I took this. It's a thinner weight of whatever that is, that trim. It is, let me see, this stuff right here. So like there's this really heavy one. It's thicker. I'll probably use some of this in there somewhere. And then there's this one that's like really thin, and I like that. And I just wanted to put something on the middle just to, I guess, to weight it. Is that what I'm trying to say? Just to weight it down. I don't know. And it's also pretty thin. I'm wondering, it is pretty thin. I wonder if this would work. No, I'm just trying to do stuff. I'm just trying to cover things up. I don't know what I would do there. I could put a ribbon there. A long ribbon. No, stop it. Stop it. Okay. Anyways, I'm just supposed to show you where we got to. And then I've glued some pages together, it looks like. So let's figure this out real fast. There we go. Good. Good job. Good job, Sandra. Oh my gosh, you know, I spend every day, all day long by myself, except for when I go to, well, a lot of times I'm by myself there too, but I do help customers, so I'm talking on the phone and this and that, but I spend every day, all day long by myself. Jason works all day long, so I come down to I've been calling it my apartment. It's so big down here. It's like more than a craft room. I have a sitting chair that is comfortable. I have a TV, I have a bathroom, I have everything I need down here. I even pack my little ice pack, my little lunchbox, my little ice lunchbox. I even pack that. I can fill the bulk right there. With everything I need to come down here so that I can just stay down here once I come down here. And then, yeah, so that's as far as I've got. Good thing I'm going through this. Oh my gosh, I've really glued some pages together. So, yeah, I give myself the pats on the backs here and there. Yeah, and sit on the back too, I did that. Okay, and then this one right here, I pulled this page out of her book too. I really liked it, so I think maybe I will go with that little skull thing too. I think I want to make this for the front and the back journal cards. I need to trim them down a little bit. And I'm deciding, I think I'm going to put this one in here. This will be her start with something on there. I just like the blues. Look at that. She didn't give me blue. I'm going blue because it was in a lot of the colors, and it really worked well with everything. I like that for the front thing, I think, more than that one. And then this one will go back here, in here. I'm gonna have to let her know if she sees. I've already told them before, if they don't want to have any heads up on their journal, then don't watch stuff. Don't watch if they say their names. That's one of the reasons why I named them, wasn't it? I think that's why. So they knew. They knew. They either wanted to see it or they didn't. I almost lost that. I can't lose that. I already lost that bundle of thread. I don't know where it went. All right. And then that'll be shorter on the top and the bottom, so it'll actually, hopefully, well, it'll be on something else. What I want it to do is I want it just to peek out like that. Look at that. How much shorter do I have to get it? Do I have to take that whole frame off? Maybe. Anyways, I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I am not there at this moment, so I'm gonna stick this over here in the front so I don't lose it. Back in here, I gotta put them in there together because they're it's just paper. It's hard to squish them in without wrecking them. I'm gonna stick the veil in there so I don't lose it. You know what? I think I'll stick this little blob of stuff right there too. See, it's mostly lavender. It's not what I wanted. I want this, and I wanted the stuff from there, and I think I have another piece right here. See, it's this, and it's all like multicolor. I guess I can get more off here. So that is it, my friends. That's enough of my crafty chat today. I think I'm going to continue working on this and some other little things that I got going on. I still have my happy mails. I don't know if you remember that, my friends. So all my friends here, if you remember me talking about making happy mails to send out to my friends and wondering like, oh my gosh, she didn't send me a happy mail, and you thought for sure you were going to get one. You probably are. I know that sounds silly, but I have a few friends here that I talk to on an all the time, and you know who you are. You know who you are. There's quite a few, and I have some and I have your addresses. So I do have my happy mails. Let me just show you. I'll prove it to you. So you know. Everybody's like, you don't have to prove it. We believe you, Sandra. We believe you. But do you remember these that we were making? These really cool things. Well, I was making things and adding things to them, and then, you know, Jesse happened. Jesse always has this, you know, he's a second born, so in the first boy, so he always had to be the center of attention. So I haven't done those yet, sent them out. They're not quite fully finished, but they will be soon, and I'm going to be getting those Happy Mails out. But I will post a video when I do that says Happy Mails went out, because I want my friends to know to look for them. And I'll also, yeah, sorry. But I just want you to know that they're coming, and that I did not forget you or not think about you. Trust me, you are on my mind all the time, and I am very grateful for you very much. You are what made life bearable right now, so thank you. Anyhow, I'm gonna let you go. I hope you enjoy all your moments, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.